Hi, everybody. It is Carla Marie from Unschooling the Sensational Six, and I am here with Brain, who you guys know from my book and my videos and all of that stuff. He's my oldest son, almost 15. He thinks he's grown, but he's not. So anyway, I have been getting lots and lots of questions about chemistry. You know that we are unschoolers. We don't do things traditionally, but you have probably also noticed that Brain has some traditional things thrown in there because his passions include some more traditional topics. And chemistry is one of those. And so one of the things that I wanted to come to you guys and talk about was MEL Science. We started the MEL Science subscription recently, and we really enjoy it, don't we?
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to give you detailed, all of the details and excitement that we have over this particular subscription so that you can decide whether or not it is for you and for your family. Now, the MEL Science kits do have a 12 plus age on them. However, I have noticed that it works well for if you are a traditional homeschooler and you want to include labs. It works well for kind of a high school lab thing, but it also can work good for younger children if you are present. So if you want to be more hands-on with younger kids, it can work for them as well. What I notice is when you have children of multiple ages that you can use some of the same resources. They just learn on their particular level. So my 9-year-old is obviously going to see the excitement of the chemical change, but may not really necessarily understand why that's happening or, the compounds or the elements involved, whereas he is going to understand it on another level. So we're going to talk about that today to kind of give you a better understanding of what this kit includes and what they can offer you and your family. The kit that we have, I believe, is outside of the introductory period, is I think $34.95 a month, and I believe it's worth it, especially if you have a high schooler that is really into science and you don't want to have to come up with Pinterest or a curriculum or any random science labs for them. This has everything that you need in it. And so we're going to show you that in detail in just a moment. Before we do that, can you kind of explain to us what you like the most about it?
I like it because it is A, simple, B, it is a lot of fun. You do get multiple ones each month, and there's always a different thing each month, and they're always interesting, and I always
when you say
learn,
thing, element, different element.
Different element each month, and not just element based off what I've seen on the website. It's just different chemical things that involve with chemistry, and I also like it because it's simple, it's easy, it's fun, and I can actually get at a lab and it'll go on with my transcript.
Okay, so that's very good. So you do have the ability to create transcripts even for unschooled high schoolers. And this is one way that we do that for him. And we do it in other ways for our other high schoolers. So let's get down to it. Okay, we are back to show you our MEL Science Chemistry subscription. Now, when you first order the MEL Science package or subscription, you are going to get a starter kit, and that's what this is right here. So you don't get a box this size every month, and I'll show you what you do get every month. But this is the starter kit, and let's see exactly what it includes. It includes a plastic tray upon which you will do your experiments, and it's very durable, as you can see, so that's helpful. It comes with an instruction manual so that you understand all of the safety things that you need to adhere to. You can see that it comes with 2 pairs of glasses, rubber gloves, corks. You have a flask and a beaker. You have multiple plastic cups for different kinds of experiments. As you can see, this back here, along with this here, makes a burner. So you have a mini Bunsen burner type thing, and then you have in here, let's see, I can't even remember what's in here. Oh, okay. So these are the things that will be used, that you can use on your actual cell phone to help you better see and view the results of your experience. They snap right on using this. They snap right onto your cell phone, and they have a couple different exposures so that you can see the results of your experiments up close. So that's pretty cool. You have this holder that allows you to hold your cell phone because, and we'll talk about that in a moment, and a massive syringe for different things. So that's what comes in your original starter kit. So we'll put that back. Now I want to give you an idea of what comes in the monthly kit. You will get a box that is approximately this size, and it comes in a casing. The casings are so bright and beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Makes you want to dive in. And this month's, all of this month's experiments were on pure water. So water filters, I'm dealing with carbon. You have one explosive type one that my son is excited about. And the first one that we got was 10. So every month you're going to get a box this size, which is very dainty, very small, but it has lots of good stuff in it. And it will have 2 to 3 experiments in it. And you have enough materials to complete each of those experiments twice. So the way that we do it is that my son, who is, I guess you could say, high school age, and he's kind of doing chemistry a couple years before the average high schooler would be doing it, but he's so passionate about it and he understands it, we allow him to go ahead and do it. So he does them for an actual lab, and then I have enough materials to go ahead and do it with my younger crew, just as something fun and as an exposure to chemistry, or a strewing opportunity of something they may be interested in the future. So, but just to give you kind of an idea, it comes with this month's pure water, came with 3 different experiments. One is the ion exchange resin. Then you have the oxyhydrogen project and the carbon filter. And so you have 3 different experiments, and you have enough things to do each of those twice. So it basically shows the safety and disposal information. Inside, it shows you step-by-step, very easy instructions that are both with picture and with words. And then on the back, you will see the explanation. And so it doesn't just give you the experiments. It explains exactly why you are getting the chemical reaction that you are. And it has that on the back of each one. And so that kind of gives you a really good learning opportunity for each of these elements. So every month you'll have a different element. Now, if for any reason your child wants to go further, then I'm going to share in just a moment some other supplemental resources that we use to help him dig deeper in the area of chemistry. Okay, so you got to see in detail what we get in a starter kit and what we get every month. And it's really exciting when that comes in the mail because it's just an opportunity for learning, for strewing new information and exciting scientific resources. So, but you get also with that, and I didn't share this, you get a VR set that you can put your cell phone in, obviously. And with the VR set, you're able to learn more about the different elements, get a more up-close view of the elements. You also, on the bottom of each of these, and I did not mention this, on the bottom of each of these cards that you get every month, at the bottom, it shows a website, a direct link to a page for that element, where you're going to also get the instructions for the experiment, but they also go in full detail about the chemical reactions and how things work. So just a little bit deeper dive into that particular element. So that's exciting too. So it's kind of a multimedia experience, if you get me. So that's always fun. Now, I wanted to mention, because I've had a lot of people ask me questions about this, what age group is this for? Again, it says 12 on there, for very independent, very scientifically passionate children. I'd say 10 and up would be able to do it and understand it. If you have children younger than that, then obviously, because you're dealing with chemicals, you're dealing sometimes with fire or electricity, you're going to want to be present no matter the age of the child, but definitely more hands-on and prepared to explain things in more detail with younger children that may not really get scientific or chemistry type concepts. But like I said, no matter the age, they'll get it on their level, and it's a way of storing information that may ignite fires for later. So, but this isn't the only thing that we use for chemistry. He also uses CK12 chemistry, which is a free website that is also a multimedia kind of process, right? So tell us about CK12.
CK12 is a website that I use when I do my chemistry and physics courses. They're really simple, really easy. They've got all sorts of cool stuff on them. Simulations, interactive questions, and then places where you can just go and talk to other people about what you're learning, any questions you might have. And it's at your pace, so you don't have to feel like you have to catch up with everybody. Mm-hmm. It's just whatever you do, you just do it.
And so it could be, because we are unschoolers, we're not sitting down and doing a certain subject from 1 hour to the next on a weekly or daily basis. It could be 2 or 3 weeks between the time he sits down and does the course, and it's fine with that. He just does it at his at his pace. The other thing that I also like about it is that it stretches him to understand some other levels of math. And so we've come up against a wall where we notice, okay, in order to really understand some of these concepts, I'm going to have to learn another level of math. So people always ask, how do unschoolers learn? If everything's supposed to be fun and about their interest, how do they then learn things that aren't fun, that they may have to know? And that's one thing. He wants to know more and more about chemistry. He knows in order to do that, to go to the next level, he's going to have to learn more about math. So does he want to? Is it going to be fun? Will you do it with bells on? Probably not. But he wants to know more about chemistry, and it's going to require that. So he'll do it. So, but there are some other things that I wanted to talk about quickly before we leave. There are other resources that we use other than CK12/chemistry that are helpful for understanding different concepts in chemistry. So I'm going to have him explain how he uses some of these particular resources and what he likes about it. One of them is the Cartoon Guide to Chemistry. And this series is amazing. They have it for algebra, physics, statistics, environmental science, genetics, all kinds of things. So tell us what you like about that.
I like it because he puts it on the level that is easy to understand. He explains things in depth, but at the same time, he makes it easy for you to understand, and it's funny. There's jokes in there. There's stuff in there that'll make you laugh. And it's just super interesting because they use pictures. They use little
kind of
like
comics.
A comic book. Yeah, it's like a big comic book.
So
it's super fun, and who doesn't like comic books?
Right. So that particular series really makes learning fun and enjoyable and understandable on a simpler basic than just using a curriculum. Some of the other things that we utilize are this advanced molecular modeling kit. And so inside of this kit, it kind of gives you the opportunity to explore chemistry in a different way. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so with this kit allows you to build atoms and molecules using these little plastic balls, as you can see, in sticks. And actually, inside this, this is the getting started guide, but inside this they actually explain what some of those things are, and it actually comes with a website that you can go to. It's called MEL View, and you can go there and you can actually see the molecules and things like that in 3D, and actually shows you how to build it with that. And I've used that, and it's actually been super helpful for me in understanding how things work.
Yes,
things like that.
That's great. So one of the other things that we use, and we've played this with some of our children, and it's fun. And to be honest with you, I was, for a brief time, a pre-med major, and I took chemistry in high school and a little bit in college. And I tell you what, playing this game with my son taught me more about chemistry than I learned in college and high school. So, so learning can be fun, game schooling, but this is called Valence, and they do have another level of Valence. We'll have to get that one, but they have another level of Valence that we need to explore. But this particular one is the basic one, and he'll tell you a little bit more about that and how it works.
So Valence is a game with science ninjas, and the goal is to create these element cards that Mom is showing you right now. It's this carbon dioxide, different things that actually, before I got this game, I didn't know some of these things existed. And it shows you on the back of the card what it is, how it works, and how you can make it in real life. Then these are your little ninja cards. That's actually a wild. But you have different ninja cards, and each card is represented by an element and a ninja. And the goal is to you figure out a way to combine these, and you figure out which are positive elements, which are negative elements, which actually mean something in chemistry. You actually learn how those things react to create zero, which makes them stable and things like that. And it's honestly just fun. I've learned so much playing this game. I mean, my brothers, we will play it. It's just a lot of fun.
So there you go. We use several different things, and they're things that they enjoy, that are fun to utilize, and at the same time they're learning a topic that is not in a textbook, which is kind of a drag, right? So and they do it at their pace, they do it when they want to, but they are learning and they're having fun doing it. So if you feel that you want something on a lesser complex level, and you just want to maybe wet your children's whistle, you're not quite sure that you want to start with something that has a monthly subscription, financially, until you know whether or not your kid is really going to be excited about chemistry or any other kind of science, then I would suggest checking out the Science Whiz. Science Whiz is the brand. Science kits, and this is one of the chemistry sets. There's 2 chemistry sets under Science Whiz. The Science Whiz kits come with absolutely everything that you need in order to do a project, but they are a lot simpler. They come with a very animated, cartoon-like book, each one, and they come in every type of science you can think of. So we have geology, we have chemistry, we have biology, we have physics. I think we have even some more, but these are really fun. They're very inexpensive, like maybe anywhere between $8 and $12 on Amazon. So if you want to invest in something like this for the short term, just to wet a whistle, just to strew something new, then I would suggest this. So if you do have a child that is super excited about chemistry, but you're not quite sure if you're ready to invest the big bucks yet for a monthly subscription, then go for one of these kits just to wet their whistle, to strew something new, and see if it's going to be something that they love. If you have a high schooler and you know for a fact that they're going to go into an area that is more scientific, engineering, things of that nature, then you want to make sure that MEL Science is the way to go. It's not in a curriculum form, but it is in a form, a hands-on form that would be more exciting, I think. And that's how we try to do things. Game schooling, hands-on, project-based versus textbooks. So I think that MEL Science is the way to go if you know for a fact that you're going to have a kid that wants to go to that level in that particular thing, or use any of the other resources that we talked about, because he's really enjoyed them, and I think that they are going to be a blessing to you as well. So I hope that this was a good video for you. I hope that it answered lots of the questions that you had. I know that so many people have been inboxing me about it and have been asking me about it when we post about some of the projects that he's been doing. So thank you for sharing all of your experience with these resources. Hope you guys have a great holiday. Have any questions, post them in the comments and we'll be more than happy to answer. Bye.